Hey guys, so here are my tips and my tricks. One thing that I would recommend is to find out what's on your exams. The best way to do this is through the review guide. Just figure out what exactly you know and what you don't know. That's my biggest point of advice, is to do the review guide. Next is to know your grades, know what's on the brink, and know how to get those grades better by what grade you need to get on the exam. A next thing I would recommend doing is making a plan for your studying. So I would say a lot of times for different subjects. That's what I mostly do, and I would recommend going through that with someone. It's always easier to study with someone, like your mom, your dad, your dog, I don't know. Just talking and like working that through is really good for figuring out and memorizing, that's what I meant to say, memorizing things. The next thing is talk to your teachers and say what they think you need help on, because they often have like a different perspective than you do. You may think you're really good at something and they may think you're really bad. So not bad, no teacher thinks you're bad, but like that you need work on it. So that's another big part of what I think that you should do in order to figure out like how to do well on these exams. The next thing is to have the exam lineups ready. So the one thing is that Tuesday it is 7, 8, 9, and that starts at 9:25, and they are for 70 minutes each exam. Wednesday is 1, 2, 5, and Thursday is 3, 4, 6. So the classes like gym, you don't have to go to that exam, and unless you failed a quarter. And study hall, you don't have to go to that exam, but I would recommend staying on campus during the exams, because I know like if you go to Starbucks or something, you could get like caught up and miss your exam period time. You can also find an exam period schedule on the Crystal Lake Central High School homepage. It's right there. That's a good way to kind of, check your bearings and understand that you know what's going on. Next thing is to keep track of time during the exam. I know for English, you might have like a timed writing and like a multiple choice part. And then for like Spanish, you might have a different thing. And I know that that's hard to do, but if you can, I would recommend wearing a watch or just looking at the clock often so you know how much time you have left on your exam. I've always had time left. I've never once run out of time, even when I was in like physics, and that's really hard and it's like a lot of like, stuff. So I think that that's a really, really good point to try to understand how much time you have left and how much time you don't, and all those different things. Next is just to, simply take care of yourself during the exam. Understand that you're going to be tired because your brain's going to be like tired after taking 70 minutes of straight testing. So I would recommend bringing a water bottle. That's the biggest one. If you stay hydrated, then your brain will kind of wake up. Also, between exams, don't just sit down in the hall because you're like tired, because you are going to be. But like a big point is to keep walking, keep exercising, because then you're going to be able to keep your brain like flowing, and you're going to be able to stay awake better, actually, if you're more, excited. Another thing is to eat a breakfast. I know I don't really eat breakfast that often because I'm like rushing, but if you eat a breakfast, then again, you're going to be more awake and you're going to feel more healthy when you're taking your test, because you're going to be awake and you're going to feel more confident in your exams. Another thing this is one that is my little like tip. If you have note cards, do that like right before you go to bed. Don't wait until then. Do them like when you're studying, but when you're about to go to bed, run through. I literally keep them right by my bed, and then you just run through and you go through them, and then as you go to sleep, your brain is going to process them. So when you process these note cards, then you'll be able to remember them easier the next day. That's something that I learned in psychology, and it really, really helped me on my last exam, and I'm in art history, and that's like a lot of memorization. And I know in French I do it too. Like before I go to bed, I study the note cards, just because then it like preserves them in your mind. If you guys have any questions, you have complete like ability to email me. I'm not like scary, I promise. I know I see you guys all the time in the halls. It's fine. But these are my little things that I wanted you to know. I wish people had told me these. I think I say that in the email. But yes, so good luck.